Iranian Americans for Liberty condemns Ms. Elaheh Mohammadi for sympathizing with Palestinian terrorists and turning a blind eye to the atrocities committed by them on October 7th. When this Iranian journalist was released from jail in Iran, she was surreptitiously wearing Palestinian keffiyeh and showing symbolic solidarity with the October 7th perpetrators. Her promoters in the left-wing Persian media, both inside and outside Iran, attempted to whitewash her gesture by wrongly claiming that she was just wearing a regional Kurdish Iranian traditional outfit. Now she has shown her true colors and has openly expressed sympathy with Palestinian terrorism. This is yet another example of left-wing activists using their platforms to promote and whitewash terrorism. The case of Aida Shakarami, the sister of the late Nika Shakarami who was killed in Iran's national uprising, she has been referred to the court. An indictment has been issued and her case has been assigned to Branch 1030 of the Second Criminal Court of Tehran. Reza Shafakha, the defense attorney, announced, "The case of my client with the issuance of an indictment on charges of incitement to corruption and prostitution and resistance against officer has been referred to Branch 1030 of the Second Criminal Court in Tehran." An Instagram account associated with Khaled Kushan Pirzadeh, a pro-monarchy political prisoner, published a letter from him. In this letter, it mentioned his prohibition from visits and communication in prison and wrote, "It would be a great betrayal and foolishness if we were to forget the families seeking justice because they are a golden page of history." Khaled Pirzadeh continued, "Being denied visits and contact due to supporting the families seeking justice cannot deter us political prisoners from our path." Shaqaiq Mohammadi, the wife of Taj Istiqlal FC player Mohammad Hossein Moradmand, has reported being threatened with arrest. Mrs. Mohammadi shared a poem by Hafiz, "Be happy that the tyrant did not make his way home," in connection with Ebrahim Raisi's fortune-telling for Recep Tayyip Erdogan, the president of Turkey, implicitly calling Raisi a tyrant and celebrating his death. Asghar Sepehri, the brother of pro-monarchy political prisoners, wrote, on X, Yazdan Khah, the judge of Branch 5 of the Revolutionary Court of Mashhad, after the court session on May 6th, sent the cases of Fatemeh Sepehri, Mohammad Hossein Sepehri, and Hossein Sepehri to Ali Soleimani Marshak, the investigating judge, to add the charge of insulting Khamenei and Khomeini to their cases. He also added, "My sister Fatemeh Sepehri has been in prison for over 20 months, and her phone calls are heavily monitored. Mohammad Hossein and Hossein Sepehri were arrested last year, one day before Fatemeh Sepehri's surgery at Qaim Hospital, when they were following up on her treatment." Mohammad Hossein Sepehri has been imprisoned in Vakilabad prison in Mashhad for more than 8 months. Reza Mohammad Hosseini, a pro-monarchy political prisoner, has been denied phone calls following the release of an audio file by Reza Mohammad Hosseini from Ghazal Hisar prison in Karaj, where he stated that the IRGC had prevented the issuance of his power of attorney for inheritance purposes, thereby obstructing his access to his sole paternal inheritance to cover his expenses in prison. This prisoner has been deprived of his right to make phone calls. Mashallah Karami, the father of the late Mohammad Mehdi Karami, an executed protester, has been sentenced to 6 years in prison and confiscation of his assets. Mashallah Karami was sentenced by Branch 2 of the Revolutionary Court in Karaj. According to a recent verdict issued by Branch 2 of the Revolutionary Court in Karaj and served to Mashallah Karami in prison, he has been sentenced to 5 years in prison for charges of assembly inclusion with the intent to commit a crime against national security and 1 year in prison for the charge of propagating against the system. Furthermore, the Islamic Republic government has seized all of Mr. Karami's assets, including his family's house and car. The legal website Dadban has reported that this confiscation is illegal and criminal because if property seizure is based on allegations of fraud, it should only apply to assets claimed to have been obtained through fraud, not all assets and properties. The Revolutionary Court of Isfahan has sentenced 15 Baha'i citizens to a total of 75 years in prison. The Revolutionary Court of Isfahan has sentenced 15 Baha'i citizens to a total of 75 years in prison. The court convicted these 15 individuals for promoting the Baha'i faith and participating in deviant educational and propaganda activities contrary to Islamic Sharia, sentencing them to a collective total of 75 years in prison, 750 million tomans in fines, travel bans, and social deprivations. مژگان پورشفیع آردستانی، نسرین خادمی قوقرهی، آزیتا رضوانیخواه، شعله آشوری، مژده بهامین، بوشرا مطهر، سارا شکیب، سمیرا شکیب، رویا آزادخوش، نوشین همت، شورانگیز بهامین، ساناز راسته، مریم خورسندی، فیروزه راستین نژاد, and Farkhunde Rezvan Pei. All Baha'i citizens residing in Baharistan, Isfahan received their verdicts on May 16th from Branch 1 of the Revolutionary Court of Isfahan. Each of these 15 Baha'i citizens was sentenced to 5 years in prison, a fine of 50 million tomans, a 5-year ban on receiving social services, and a 2-year travel ban for educational and propaganda activities contrary to Islamic Sharia. The continued lack of information regarding Sepideh Rashidi Darakhshan, a Baha'i citizen who was arrested by IRGC intelligence agents in Ahwaz and transferred to an unknown location, has heightened her family's concerns. Last year, IRGC intelligence agents also raided her family home, seizing several electronic devices such as her computer and mobile phone. There is still no information available about the reasons for her arrest, her whereabouts, or the charges against her. Nazila Khanipur, a Baha'i citizen, and her child Vesal Haravi were arrested following a raid by IRGC intelligence agents at her private residence without a judicial warrant. Additionally, her personal belongings were confiscated, and they were taken to an undisclosed location. Vesal Haravi, Ms. Khanipur's child, was also arrested at their workplace by the same agents. Previously, Vesal Haravi had been expelled from their university by security agencies due to their affiliation with the Baha'i community. The bank accounts of Shirin Najafi, the sister of the late Hadith Najafi, have been frozen. Fatemeh Haydari, the sister of the late Jawad Haydari, one of the victims of Iran's national uprising, has reported that Shirin Najafi's bank accounts were blocked due to her reaction to the death of Ibrahim Raisi. Fatemeh Haydari, the sister of the late Jawad Haydari, reported that Reza Babrinejad, the brother of Mehdi Babrinejad, one of the victims of Iran's national uprising, was arrested for posting a video of his brother dancing in reaction to the death of Ibrahim Raisi. Fatemeh Haydari wrote on X, Reza's mother during his arrest was saying, "Your president died. Weren't our children human? Why did you kill them?" Reza's family has no information about his condition. Ali Maqsadju, a pro-monarchy activist, powerlifting champion, and dismissed employee of the Karchak Governor's Office and the Union of Guilds, was arrested by security agents of the Islamic Republic, transferred to the 209 Detention Center of the Ministry of Intelligence. He suffers from a herniated disc and knee joint erosion and needs specialized examinations by an orthopedic specialist. However, he has been denied medical treatment due to opposition from judicial officials, including the prosecutor and security officers handling his case. He was sentenced by the Revolutionary Court to 2 years in prison on charges of gathering classified documents and providing them to others, propaganda activities, and assembly and collusion. It is reported that he has been denied conditional release for refusing to make a forced confession.